Hi everybody, so this is the second video we have, and we are going to talk about how we can move around in Excel without using mouse. My name is Jill. So probably you have heard that Excel Pro doesn't use mouse. This statement probably not true, but most of the advanced users are familiar with Excel shortcuts. So when we talk about Excel shortcuts, in this part here, I categorize them into two different major types. So one of them is how we can navigate or moving around. Another type is how we can actually do some formatting, right? So, or how to call some Excel tools. So in this video, we are going to focus on how we can navigate and move around quickly, right? So that is the key that we want to learn. So how we can actually move to different cell, different worksheet very quickly. And for this video, because we focus more on Excel keyboard shortcut, so I will be having a screen key that show what is the key that I'm typing in the bottom here, right? So with a black color background and white color font. So as you can see somewhere here, right, like page up, right? So that is the key that I actually registered on my keyboard, and you can actually refer to that. Okay, so if you see this symbol, this is basically showing that it's an tab key, tab tab key. Okay, so now we move to this Excel file. So how we are going to utilize this Excel file is that this Excel file is built as a exercise for us to practice our keyboard skill. So I will go through these few examples or practices together in this video, and then if you are familiar with some of them already, then you can just move forward. Okay, so blue color cell are the instruction, right? So over here you see I try to move slowly so that we can follow, right? So 0 is the instruction. So basically this is the warm up. You can see arrow key up, down, left, right. They are basically corresponding to the direction of moving, right? So you can also see it if you focus on the like subtitle here, right? So you can see what I'm typing corresponds to the direction. Okay, so of course we can also use enter and tab key to move around. So for example, shift enter, right? So the cell will go up, you see, and then enter will go down. Tab will go to the right, and then shift tab will go back. So the ISO left tab, I'm using the left tab, right? So shift key, tab, and then tab. You see this symbol is the tab, this symbol is the shift tab. Okay, and then enter is this symbol. So one more time, enter is this symbol. So later on you can follow with this key here. Shift enter is like this. Okay, so now let me scroll down because we haven't really go through the keyboards, right? So I try to use mouse so that we don't directly go into too much of the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so on this part we want to move to the next worksheet. So what can we do to move to the next worksheet? Basically you use control, page down, you can move down, right? So control, page up is to move to the previous worksheet, right? So move to the next worksheet, move to the previous worksheet, and so on. Control page up, control page down. Okay, now we want to copy this table and then paste it at cell K4, right? So easiest way is that we navigate to any cell in between this table or data, then Control A to select all, right? Control C to copy. Then we can actually move to K4 and then paste it here. So Control V to paste. So that is how we can actually copy the whole table very quickly, right? So we don't have to use the mouse and select. So you see, we can Control A. Sorry, let me go back. Okay, so we can Control A to select all, right? Control C to copy. Then when you want to move to cell K4, right? One way is like what we have done earlier. We use the arrow key navigate to K4 slowly. Another way is that if let's say the cell that you want to paste is too far, then probably you can use F5. So like this, and then reference. You see, let me use my mouse. So you observe over here, you see reference is where you want to type in, right? So for your case, you don't have to use your mouse. Type in K4 and then press enter. You see K4 will be selected, and then paste it over here, Control V. So one more time, right? So you can use Control A to select all, Control C to copy, and then go to K4 and then paste it. Easier, right? So you don't have to like move one by one. If of course you just want to copy to somewhere beside it, then arrow key should be faster. But if you want to copy it to a place that is further, probably F5 will be easier. Okay, now copy the H column to cell O4, right? So we want to copy one whole column. How to do that? Just now we know that Control A will select everything, right? So the 4 columns. So to select this O4 column H, right, to O4. So what we can do is actually we select at this H here, N4, right? Make sure you are at here, and then Control Shift down to select everything, right? Then Control C copy, move to the right hand side, because just now you were at this N4, right? So move right will be O4, MNO, right? And then Control V to paste it. So you can duplicate the columns very quickly also. So that is how we do it. So one more time, let's say if you are right, Control A to copy, and then F5, sorry, F5 to K4, paste it, move here, copy, paste, right? So you can duplicate the column very quickly. So the philosophy or the techniques of selecting the whole column, Control Shift down just now. So we make a brief explanation about this thing, right? So new slide. You can view Control key as like go to the end, okay, the last cell, and then Shift key is to have multiple selection, and then arrow key, this is obvious, this is for the direction, right? So like our case just now, when we use Control plus Shift plus down, right? So this is actually saying that, okay, now we are at first cell, we want to select multiple cell until the end, right? So that is by going downwards direction. So that is what we have here. So of course, if we go back to the Excel file, now we have this idea, Control Shift arrow key is to have this multiple selection very quickly. Then if we go back to this Excel file, you see, I can go to the column O very quickly, and for O4, right? So Control right, Control left to go to the most left. But bear in mind one thing is, let's say if in the middle you have one empty cell, right? So you see, or let's say if I delete here, right? So Control right, it doesn't go to O4, it will be stopped at M4. So that is because one empty cell here. So any blank cell will block the movement, right? So you imagine empty cell is like blocking. So any empty cell, okay, let me delete here, right? So go down, you see, Control Shift down, it doesn't go until the end. One more time, Control Shift down, it doesn't go until the end because it is blocked here. So what to do is that Control Shift down. If let's say this blank cell is what you want, then you press down one more time and down one more time, you see. Then you will have the whole column. So when you are using Control Shift with the direction, you need to be always careful with all the blank cells. So like for example, if let's say we have a blank cell somewhere at row 20, right? So let's say I delete this one. Okay, here, right? So now Control Shift down, you see, you may not go until the end and you may not notice this thing, and you copy paste, you may miss out on some of the information. So if you are using this one, easiest way is you always try to Control Shift down one more time, right? For example, right before this one, Control Shift down. We are not sure whether this is already the whole column. Then you do one more time until the end. You see, the last row always on 104 something. Okay, then Control Shift up again. So you make sure that this is already at the last cell, right? So back up again, copy, then paste here. Of course, if you are sure that the column doesn't have any blank cell, then that is no issue. You can proceed with the Control Shift down and select the whole thing, something like that. Okay, so that is on Control Shift key. So we can move around very quickly. Like for example, if I want to go to the next cell, right? So now I'm here. I want to see what is here, right? So I want to move here. I can just Control right, and then Control right one more time back, so I can see this text. Okay. So that is what we have here. Okay. Now look at 4, 5, 6, right? So we do it one by one. So number 4, we want to edit this sentence to be the same as this sentence. So the only difference is the R and E here, right? So to edit this one, we use F2. Remember, F2 is always to edit the cell. So once you press F2, you can see that the cursor is over here, right? So at the end, it is always at the end of the string, or at the end of the text, or at the end of the formula. Then you want to go to here. To go here very quickly without using mouse, then you can use Control Home. Sorry, not Shift Home, Control Home. Let me try one more time. F2, right? Control Home. So we go to here, and then you can move here. Control right, Control right. Right. So E. So edit a little bit with left right key, so it will be easier. So why we use Control Home earlier? Because this letter that we want to correct is nearer to the beginning compared to the end, right? So if you want to change this, let's say did not, you want to change to do not, then you should be you don't need the Control Home anymore, because this is nearer to the end. That is the idea here. So F2 is to edit, and then Control is to go cell by cell, sorry, word by word, and then Shift is to select, right? That is how we can have this thing. So this Control Shift over here for number 4 is the same as when you are using Word file. Okay, right. So we want to edit this worksheet name to copy paste. You see, the worksheet name over here, this is like a typo here. You want to edit this one. So how we can actually rename the worksheet without using keyboard, sorry, without using mouse, right? We use the alternate. Over here we want to introduce one thing, is that when you press alternate key on your keyboard, right, you see, you always see alphabet here, the alternate ALT key, and then you press H, is under home. So you can actually navigate to all the buttons here by using alternate key, right? So one more time, alternate H, and then under format is O, right? So you press O, and then you want to rename the worksheet name, it should be R. Okay, let me try one more time, alternate H O, and then you see R, and then you press R. Okay, so you see now this is highlighted, and you can change it like copy, a bit darker, but you should be able to see that. Paste, then press enter. Then the worksheet name will be how to say, corrected, right? So alternate HOR, you can edit the worksheet name. That is how we do that. Okay. Select A1 and move to the next worksheet. So move to the next worksheet, just now we know that it should be control page down, right? So to select A1, basically you need to go directly very quickly from here back to A1 somewhere here, right? So over here we use control home, so you will directly go back to here. Okay, so bear in mind control home always go back to the cell A1 at the current worksheet. So move to the next worksheet, control page down. Task number 6, we want to fill up all these empty cell, right? So this one with an A. How to do that is that we first select everything, right? Select the whole table or whole data, and then to make sure that Excel will select only blank cell of this selected cell, is that we use F5 again, go to, and then we actually want to go to this special. So if you are familiar with mouse, you can use your mouse to click this one. If not, then you just use your tab key, right? So you see tab two times, it will be highlighted, then press enter, and then you can move to blank cell. We want blank cell over here, and then press enter again. So without moving or selecting anywhere, now you can see that all these cells are selected. Okay, so you type NA over here, but over here you don't use enter, but use control enter. Control enter is to enter the same thing into all the selected cell, right? So let me put this thing down, right? So control plus enter is to this is to what? To enter same information into all selected cell. Okay, so that is the purpose of control enter. So let me repeat one more time, right? So over here, once we are at this table, you can use control A to select all, or you can also use like move to the top left corner and then use the control shift key, control shift right, control shift down, right? You can select the whole table also, same thing, and then you press F5, tap 2 times, enter, go down to this blank, press enter, type in NA or any text that you want, control enter. So all the blank cell will be filled up with this thing. So if you check all the blank cell here, right? So in fact it is not just doing typing, right? So you can also do something like this, select all, and then F5, tap 2 times, down 3 times, go to blank cell. So now you have selected all these blank cell. You can actually do some highlighting, right? So alternate, remember the amazing alternate just now? So every time you press alternate, you see there will be some labeling here. So if you want to go to data, you type A. If you want to go to home, you type H. So formatting, everything is under home tab. So press H. If you don't want this like labeling, then you just press escape. So you see it will go back to the layer before, and then one more time it's like back to normal. So alternate H, and then you see highlighting is over here, fill color, right? So it's H, then you press H, and then you can choose your color. Let's say if you want yellow, then you press enter. So observe the selected one will have light red color border, right? You see, so you can select this one by using mouse also, right? Sorry, keyboard. then press enter. Right, NA, control enter. You can do that also. Then you see all the blank cell will have NA and with yellow color background. So that's how we can actually select all the empty cell. Okay, now to this one, we want to save this workbook as a moving completed. That means we don't want to just directly save and overwrite this one. We want to save this thing as a new workbook. So to do this, you use F12, right? So let me type it here. So the alternate key, just now I forgot to put down, is to call to get the labeling, right? And then what we have here, the next one is F12. This is to save as. So this works for like Words, PowerPoint, and so on. So Microsoft Office programs works with this key. Okay, so F12 is to save as. Back to this one, like for example, F12. Then you see you will bring up this window. Then you just type in moving completed, right? Then press enter. Then you will have this file as a new file. It's a save as. Same as if you click here, and then you click the file and then click save as, right? So that is how we do this using mouse. But using keyboard, you just need F12. Easier. Then number 8, go back to worksheet info and cell A1. Of course, we can do something like this. Control page up 2 times, right? But there is another easier way if let's say you have too many worksheet. So again, F5, and then you type in info. The worksheet name must be correct, and then exclamation mark A1, right? Then press enter. Okay, so once you are here, then you can see this is like done, and then you can save one more time because like you have moved to here. So to save is Control S, right? Is to save the file. So let me just move to here. Control plus S is to save, not save as, but save. So that is how we can navigate quickly within the workbook, right? So for example, let me just recap, right? So to go back to the A1, Control Home. Move to the next worksheet, Control Page Down. Control Page Down. Previous worksheet, Control Page Up. To rename worksheet, alternate HOR, right? So this is also following the labeling. O is for formatting, R is for rename R, right? So that is how we do that. And then Control Shift with direction would be the one that we are actually quite useful. Right, so like if you want to go to here, Control Shift a few times, it will be easier. Select everything, you see. So that will be a good practice for you. And then if you have any questions, comment below and let me know. So see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.